Welcome back to another episode of Triple R. Today we're going to be doing the inlets 2000, or these are GTC large inlets for the turbos. It's the after portion of the 3-inch intakes from Got Boost. They're located right down there on the turbos. The first step is to remove your return line for the blow-off valves. Remove your mass airflow sensor so they're out of the way. Just pull them off to the side. Remove your blow-off valve on driver's side so you have access more to your inlet, and then remove this bracket right down in here so you can keep that vacuum bracket in there, and then that clamp for that little vacuum hose. Here's a zoom in. That 10mm bolt, plus that little clamp on that hose all the way down there. All clamps, intakes need to come out. Quarter-inch drive, ratchet wrench, ratcheting, and then a 10mm stubby socket works just fine for that bracket. And driver's side. Here's passenger side elbow coming out now. Done, son. Passenger side, remove the blow-off valve. This is map sensor, I believe, which goes underneath on the back side like that. Remove the map sensor and you'll zip tie. Just undo this little lever right here. 8mm for this. Is that a 6?
It is.
It's a 6. Okay, 6mm here. Remove this elbow so you get better access to the inlet. Pretty soon we'll be able to see the bolts. Just the ground cable that went right here, we had to remove that, and the zip tie because the intake went right underneath it. And then this is your mass airflow sensor.
Nope, 7.
7mm, correction. There's a flathead right there in those gaskets. Alright, this little 20-degree angle hose comes from the valve cover to the turbo inlet, right between those two nipples right there. There you see the charge pipe from the turbo all the way at the bottom. That black hose is your vacuum line for your wastegate actuator, and that little bracket right there with that bolt head, 10mm right here, you need to remove that. Damn! Perfect shot, I see it.
Hey, another video?
It's on video.
I'm saying, do you want to try to, I can guide you? My baby. If you want to drive it. Here.
I see it.
You got it?
Yeah. I'm gonna put this on video. Okay. It was recording the entire time. Alright, I got like 3 extensions. That's a 6-inch right there. The silver one. Another 6 inches on the black one. And then a 3-inch all the way at the turbo. With a deep well socket. That's my tool. So right onto the inlet. Gives you just enough space for your 3/8 to fit right there, right in front of the radiator fan. Break it loose. Driver's side wheel. Take the wheel off. You'll immediately see the turbo right there. You zoom in. Look. Right there is the nut. Okay. Now, I'm gonna zoom out. That's the turbo. So, as soon as you look under the fucking wheel well, That's a turbo right there, that black.
You'll like it.
Look under that.
Yeah.
Bam.
But
You have your nut right there. Right there.
Alright.
Now I will take this special tool that I have right here. Got it from Sears. It's $21. Flex head. Thanks to David Baker. Baker Performance gave me advice. Take this tool right here.
Can you get to it?
Yeah, perfectly. Like
It's gonna come right off.
stupidly perfectly.
Let me know when you get it undone so I can grab it. Well, there's still a couple things attached to it, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Alright, that's it. That's not shit. You ought to trade your
Huh?
You ought to trade your phone in.
Why?
Get the 5.
No, I got this Galaxy 4S.
Oh, I'm getting the 5S for free.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna give me $200. There's something else holding it there.
Yeah, I know. It's this metal bracket. It goes down to 2 fucking bolts. That's what's holding it. So let's just remove these 2 hoses right here and the whole fucking thing's come out. Alright. This is your vacuum hose to your valve cover. Okay. Pop that clamp up, get it off the fucking hose. This hose back here, pop that 10mm off right there. Earlier we did the 10mm holding it on there. So both 10mm right here and here. You see that play right there? That's what you're looking for. So then it should come off. With the exception of that solenoid that's bolted to this. Which is right there.
You still can't get it? I'm gonna look from under this side. No, I'm not gonna see anything different than you've seen up there.
There's something on the side right here.
It might be another bolt, dude.
Yeah.
Try to pull it towards you. I'm gonna look down here. I can't see anything. Here, let me mess with it for a minute.
There's a solenoid attached. I'm trying to figure out how to get that shit undone. Do you see this hose right here?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's attached to that block down here that this hose is attached to. Do you see that block right there?
Mm-hmm.
This cluster block right here?
Mm-hmm.
That is hitting these lines
Yeah, I
all the way
see
at the
that.
bottom. And that's why it's not coming
Can you move it at all?
out. Because the studs are about 1 inch long. You gotta slide past the studs. That hose is gonna come off because it's attached to the bracket,
Can you pull it?
which is connected right
Yep.
here.
You want me to try to get my hand on there?
And it's stubby. Here. What is that connected to?
I mean, you're just moving the whole thing.
Alright. I'm gonna disconnect that hose.
Now I'm gonna try to pull on this.
This is supposed to be the hardest side, by the way. Alright, there's 2 millimeters down there. It's hitting this antifreeze line. See, we're gapped from the turbo about 1 inch already. but we're.
Oh.
Oh.
Something
What do we
else?
have? Am I sticking on anything?
Yeah, down there, it's that where that gasket goes. Where?
Let me
Straight down.
see. Yep. Can't turn it more.
My friend's walking over here.
Can you hold? No, I'm stuck on the can plug. Hold this light. Hold it right there. Right there. I need to watch here.
Oh.
Right there. It's like doing surgery.
Yeah, no.
That one side. Retainer clip. These just slide off. Bam.
Got it? You got it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my god, you're fucking ugly. You're fucking ugly, seriously. Alright. Actuator nipple right here. This one never had to be undone. That could have stayed. And this nipple came from the hose off the top of your valve cover. Actuator and then turbo housing nipple. If you can access these 10 millimeters, which I didn't see a fucking way to put that there, you can. This one, sticking out just like that. My opinion is pretty unnecessary to remove this hose, this metal one. The solenoid. So that's a stock one versus the GTC inlet one. You see the big ass size?
Oh, yeah.
So these are merely identical, but once it gets down there, and this is almost an inch of sizing.
Good. Well, let's start putting this one on.
Catch can is needed. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, man. We'll clean this oil up. Wait, when did you pull a nipple off the stock one?
What's up?
In that location, you need to transfer it on to the aftermarket one. As you can see, there's a fucking size difference. Hot dog down the hallway. So, some silicone or some fucking something to make that shit stay in there and not move. Yes, the inlet's out. Hey, my recommendation is to fix your fucking solenoid, put that metal clip back in, do your hoses before you try to proceed to install the inlet. Recommendation, lesson learned. Carry on. Here's my custom bracket holding the daggone nipple. So that shit don't fall out. At this point, when the inlet's still loose, you can rotate it. I would install that hard line with the bracket. I made a custom bracket for this nipple since mine was loose, but from my understanding, the new GTC inlets already come with the nipple installed, so you won't have to worry about doing what I had to do. These are old GTC inlets. They're new, but they were the old model ones. I siliconed it, and then I fucking put a bracket, because there's a lip on this nipple. This bracket's basically seated lip, just like how this concept is. So my bracket's in place. That nipple ain't going nowhere. And then I'm just gonna rotate it and install the inlet on the housing of the turbo. Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Wright decided to join the crew. Currently looking for a blow-off valve gasket. You found it? Yeah, you. Shannon Wright, ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Wright. Saver of the day. Bam.
Where was it?
We will.
I was literally just looking right there.
Shannon, you got any shout outs to anybody?
Tony, Fireworks.
Tony from Fireworks. Alright. Well, I'm hollering at Dave from Baker Performance. And who are you?
Rob.
Nobody knows who you are.
RX-750, fucking Skyline.
Nobody. Currently am in the passenger side wheel well. As soon as you look in there, you'll see the bottom of the turbo. That silver metal hose, that's the oil return line. Look forward of the car, that's the nut right there on the stud for the lower inlet nut. Go ahead and remove that. There's the stubby 12mm ratchet wrench, flexible head on the turbo inlet. That's the special tool you'll need for this job. There she is. That's her, that's the one. Remove that, 2 nuts. Good luck, it's a hard, tight fit. Here's what it looks like when everything's put back together without the intakes. Mass airflow sensor hose, ground cable for your valve cover, your vacuum line back onto your blow-off valve, your circulation line back into your inlet. All your brackets are connected down on the inlet. Solenoid. Cannon plug is connected back together with the metal clip in it. And just throw the intake back on. And this one's a lot easier once you get the top nut off, which is a pain in the ass. That little clip right there, there's a hose on it. Make sure you pull that clip off, and then it just slides right out. Alright, now that the passenger side is done, make sure everything is nice and tight. All your clamps and your hoses or your clips. Okay. And then for this passenger side, put your ratcheting wrench on there, your little stubby, and then put a breaker bar going up and down it, and then tap the top of the breaker bar with the hammer. Have a friend tap it for you while you hold the breaker bar in place. Do a double check on every single thing before you start it up. Make sure you don't get a check engine light right off the bat. But make sure your grounds are nice and tight. A tight ground and a good ground is very important. All right, you'll get a check engine light, or you'll get a false voltage if you're not properly ground. Just to let you guys know. I'm gonna start this bitch.